Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk all about our stroller setup for Disney World with 2 kiddos. Let's get into it. Hey friends, my name's Corina. I'm a wife and mama to 2 little ones, and our family is heading this spring on a grand trip. We're heading on a Royal Caribbean cruise and to Walt Disney World for a full week. So I am busy packing and prepping and doing all the things to get us ready for such a long trip. It's our longest trip ever as a family, so we're very excited about it, but it takes a lot of coordination and organization. So today I'm going to walk you guys through our stroller setup. I'm not going to necessarily walk through exactly what's packed in each bag because that's not what I want to focus on today. I'll have separate pack with me's and share with you guys what's in each of our bags, but I do want to share some stroller tips and tricks and things that I've learned after taking our kids to Disney and on various trips for over 5 years now. So let's get started. All right guys, first things first, I do want to say I always carry an inline bag, what I call a mommy bag, an inline bag with me when we're at Disney. So even though I have our diaper bag, our like family bag, you might want to call it, on our stroller, I always bring with me a little bag that I can stick valuables in. This has my phone, my portable charger, my camera, my like glasses. It will have medicines for my son and I because we both have asthma, things like hand sanitizer, hello, also lotion, chapstick, things like that, and a couple little snacks to give out to the kids while we are waiting in lines. So this is very important to me, and this is something I always keep on me, so I did just go ahead and slip it on for the sake of the video. And that is probably the first tip that I want to share. Bring a little bag for yourself that has some things in it that you can grab really quickly and a little place for you to put like valuables. You don't want to leave anything like super important and like non-replaceable on your stroller. So that is the first thing to say. Little inline bag, mommy bag, daddy bag, whatever you might want to call it. So let's look at our stroller setup, and I'm going to walk you guys through from top to bottom and share with you some tips along the way. Okay friends, first things first, our stroller is the City Select Baby Jogger. It is the luxe version, and what I love about this is that it has this bench seat here in the back and also this little standing platform. So these are like built in. You can take the bench seat off of the stroller, but the platform is built in. And what I love about this is that this is really great spot for my son to sit and stand. He is 6, and so he doesn't need like a seat, like a traditional stroller seat. But when we have longer days, I like to pack the stroller seat, bring that with us, so that when he gets really, really tired, when he wants to actually sit, he can have a place to sit and actually like relax, curl up a little bit, and be covered by the little sunshade here. So that is really like the key thing that I found with my kids as they're getting a little bit older, is that they really don't need a stroller to like be in all day, but this is the perfect place for them to go and rest, to have like a little bit of a quiet moment, and also obviously to carry all of our stuff. So I have it set up with 2 seats here, and this is how we will take it to Disney with us. But if we're doing like a shorter day or we're just out like exploring resorts or something, I will not bring the second seat. We'll just have our son sit on the bench if he needs to sit, and have the standing platform as an option as well. But this is how I'm going to have it set up for our actual park days. So I hope that's clear and kind of helpful. Let's talk about the top of the stroller. So first thing, this is one of my kids' absolute favorite things that I have on our stroller, is this little pack, and this controls our stroller lights. So I got this from Hobby Lobby. I don't know how long it is, but I mean, it was like $7 or $8. And I double wrap the little strand, and then I wrap it around the stroller. And let me tell you, I thought this was like so silly, but this makes all the difference. When it's nighttime and you are just in like a sea of strollers, even if you have a little like identifying tag on your stroller with your name on it, it's so hard to see that in the evening. So I like to have these lights on. They last really well, and I've never had an issue with them. They're also great because they will withstand the weather, and I always let my kids just pick out whichever light function they want to have them on, and that's what we go with. So they take turns picking out that function, and then we are good to go with our lights. So that is the first thing, our little fairy lights. The other thing which helps to identify our stroller is this little flag. This is new to us. So I'm actually debating just like zip tying it to our stroller caddy, but this is helpful because I don't really love the stroller signs that you see all the time. I think they're really cute. I just feel like the more that I add onto my handlebar, the more things are just in the way. And I've had a stroller sign before and I just did not love it. It wasn't my favorite thing. It also didn't help me actually to identify the stroller because I had to see underneath the handle. And when you're looking in just a sea of strollers, it's really hard to see under a handle, like underneath the handlebar, when you're just like scanning. You have to be like on the right side of it and all that. So I just felt like something a little bit larger, kind of standing up, would be better. Also, this flag has a little glow in the dark Mickey here on top, which is just the cutest thing ever. So like I said, I'm debating on zip tying this to the stroller rather than just having it set in here because I know it would just walk away, even just by like a kid that would be really interested in it. So I think I'm gonna zip tie it to the stroller and that will help. But this is gonna be great for identifying and finding our stroller when we are just in a sea of strollers. So the other thing I have is our caddy. Now, I don't go anywhere without a stroller caddy, to be honest. This one is by Petunia Picklebottom. I love this caddy because it has this little built-in bag on the back. And so I can use this for garbage as we are going throughout our day. If we're wiping hands and faces and things like that, I can just throw all those wipes and napkins into here. At the end of the day, I take this off and just dump it over into the garbage can and we're good to go. I also obviously use the caddy for holding drinks, snacks. I usually have a pack of wipes and like wet ones in here and tissues as well. But you can see you can put snack containers in here. I could probably fit a couple snack containers and water bottles in here, which is just great. It's really great capacity. Also has a little cover in case you do have something in here that you don't want people to see easily. You can cover it up. It has handles so you could like carry it like a diaper, like caddy kind of a thing. And it has this little front pocket, which is great to stick your phone into or like some little treats for the kiddos. I'd put some Smarties in here and maybe my phone in a pinch, things like that. So love this. I also have for evening time, this little purse light. This is really fun. My kids love this and it helps when it gets dark outside for them to just have a little bit of light. So the stroller lights definitely help with that. But if they're inside of their little seat and sometimes my kids just like feel like it's too dark. So I like to have this to give this to them and then they can, be comfortable with a little bit more light. It's also nice if you're just trying to navigate around the park in the evening. It's harder to see. So it's nice to have a little bit of extra light to help light your path. So I really love that and hang on to that at all times. I also have on here our tote bag. Now, I have kind of sort of veered away from doing like a diaper bag, backpack on our park days in lieu of doing a tote bag. And what I love about this is, number one, it still hangs from the stroller, as you can see perfectly well. And it also has this full cover here, which is great. But when I unzip it, I have stuffing in here right now, but when I open this up, I can see everything in the bag really easily. So this is so handy for us because we usually travel with myself, my husband, and my dad. And oftentimes my husband and I will go and do a ride and my dad will stay with the kids and either they'll do a ride or he'll just like hang out with them at the stroller or something. And so they might ask for snacks or a coloring book or something like that. So it's easy for him to just reach in here and grab out whatever he needs because this tote bag has these great little pockets. So you can put all your things in these little pockets. I also always pack with pouches. So it's easy to pull a pouch out and see what it is and pack it up. It also has a couple of zippers. There's like a side zipper right here and then one on the back as well. So this tote is honestly just like my favorite thing. It's also really easy to just pop off when you're loading up for the bus. I just pop it off, throw it over my shoulder, and then, grab a kid by the hand and am able to help navigate the kiddos to get onto the bus or transportation or whatever it is that we are dealing with. So I love the tote bag. It's been such a game changer for me. I also feel like I can lay stuff in it a lot easier than a backpack. And I don't have to use two hands to like open it and like dig around in there. Whereas I felt like with a backpack, I would have to hold the backpack and undo the zipper and it just was a lot. So the tote bag is my favorite. I've also, in a pinch, when I get like food and my hands are full and I'm trying to like push the stroller around, I have set things like up here and then navigated really carefully, but it stays here because it's like a pretty flat surface. So I've never had an issue like spilling something or losing something when I do that. So I love this. It's so versatile and just like really, really convenient for me, especially in this stage with older, toddler, preschool, little kids. Okay, the last thing on the top of the stroller here is this really fun little tripod kind of windy guy. I usually use this for my camera, but what is one really great tip is to use this for your phone. So if you're not using a camera and like you need a tripod for a camera, this is such a great thing still for your phone. So you can see it's clipped on here, the top and the bottom. And then what you can do is set your phone up for pictures around the parks. So this is so great. These are allowed because it does not extend. So that is one really important thing to know. Disney does not allow any extendable tripods or like selfie sticks, things like that. They do allow this setup. I take it in often and I never have any issues. I also take it in with my camera on the top and I've never had any issues as well. So really great and totally approved by Disney. But I highly recommend this because this allows you to get great pictures without paying for Memory Maker or having to ask people around you to take photos of your family. You can set it up on different places. You could also just like set it up on a surface. So like on top of a trash can or a table or like a wall or anything like that. You could just set it up right there and then take photos. So I love this. It is like invaluable for us. We do not wait in line for Memory Maker or like PhotoPass photographers because we just don't want to spend that extra time waiting in those lines. Those lines get so long, especially for like castle pictures, things like that. So it's just easier to have our own and be able to take them by ourselves. The last thing I forgot over here is my Mickey hook, which I just recommend like a carabiner to put extra bags. We'll put popcorn bucket, water bottles, anything like that on this guy. And it's so handy and takes up literally no space and no weight either. So I love having that on here. Let's talk about what goes in the basket. I tried to keep the basket pretty minimally like filled on our park days. However, I have a bag like this, which I will use for rain gear, our like stroller rain cover. I usually tuck that into a pocket on one of the seats back here rather than setting it in like the bottom. But I love these pouches for holding like small blankets for my kids, those little muslin blankets to give them a little something to be covered up with or to throw over the top of the like canopy if they're falling asleep. Usually my daughter, if we have a long park day, she will fall asleep in the stroller at the end of the day. So I can easily just like pop her shade down, put a little blanket over her or over the front of the canopy here, and then she's nice and cocooned in there and she's not going to be very disturbed. So I love that, but I always hang on to a couple of these clear bags for things like that. So you could have a couple, like one for rain gear and rain jackets, an extra change of socks and shoes for your kiddos. You could have one for like the blankets, one for outfits and things like that. So easy to throw it in here and just throw it in the bottom of the stroller. They're not going to get messed up. And then I also always bring a little cooler bag with us. This is so great for snacks. It's also great for sodas. When we go to Disneyland, I typically bring like one soda per person in this cooler bag, and they fit 4 on the bottom, like just in the cube next to each other. And then I put an ice pack on top, and then I will put some snacks like cheese sticks, fruit, maybe a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, things like that, in the top, and those all stay nice and cool and ready for us whenever we want a little snack or a lunch. I usually do that for my kids because my daughter is really pretty snacky. My son, not as much, but my daughter always wants a snack. She loves cheese. She loves her fruit. So it's easy for me to grab that out and just give her a little something in between meal times. And then usually at our meals, she'll have like a little bit of, from like my plate or something. Not necessarily a ton, but she really loves her snacks. So she's pretty particular with what she wants when she wants to eat. So it's nice to have this little cooler bag ready to go and just like waiting in the bottom of the stroller. All right, guys, so aside from everything you just saw, I would be sure to have fans. My stroller fans are actually packed away right now, but I would have a stroller fan for each kiddo. And then I also keep these handheld Mickey fans for myself, my husband, and my dad. That way everyone has their own personal fan to use to keep cool. I also have in the past used the little like silicone stretchy kind of bands that you can put around different objects. So when my kids were younger and would drop like their cups and toys and like snack cups and things like that, I would keep a couple strapped onto their seats and then have that attached to their sippy cup or a toy or whatever it is that they brought in. I don't really need to do that now as much. They're pretty good about like hanging on to their things at this point. So that's not something I really pack onto the stroller now, but it's something to keep in mind if you are in that stage. So guys, that is everything for my stroller setup. It's pretty minimal, but these are things that just work for our family and that I really enjoy and have come to really count on having on our stroller when we visit Disney. Let me know your favorite stroller must-have for your little ones in a comment down below, and I will see you next time. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe so that you can join us for our next videos and our whole journey and trip that we're going on this spring. All right, friends, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.